A revolution is happening on our roads. Self-driving cars have arrived in Australia.
On Sunday, 60 Minutes Australia questioned the safety of Tesla's FSD Supervised and even whether it worked. In this video, I review the evidence that they presented.
They're Teslas, fitted with updated software, which means their drivers can get where they need to go with their hands off the wheel and their feet off the pedals. There's no doubt the technology seems impressive, but that doesn't guarantee it's safe or even that it works.
The documentary at no stage presented any data on the number of crashes or whether FSD was at fault.
In America, self-driving Teslas have been involved in serious crashes, a number of them fatal, that have lulled some owners into a false sense of security.
This is very uncomfortable so far.
As of 6 months ago, FSD had driven over 6 billion kilometres in the United States. 6 billion, with one crash every 8 million kilometres, compared with one crash every 1.2 million kilometres with normal road users. This is almost 8 times safer using FSD, if you use those statistics.
That have lulled some owners into a false sense of security.
This is very uncomfortable so far.
He doesn't seem very uncomfortable to me. I reckon it was just clickbait. But anyway, he says he was uncomfortable, but the body language doesn't say that.
The jury is no longer out. The jury is in. The technology has a lot of problems.
What problems? No information about what problems.
Tesla says they don't need the radar and they don't need the Lidar, that because you have two eyes, they can get away with stereoscopic vision on their cars. And so that's all they have. And this is just flat out incorrect. Robots cannot operate in safety critical systems with just one sensor.
The cameras are trained to recognise obstacles that humans would avoid. What difficulties can they have?
Of the three sensors that I talked about, LiDAR, radar, computer vision is the most unreliable of all of those sensors.
No information was supplied about video being unreliable or cameras being unreliable. There was nothing, just that one statement. The only evidence was that the Tesla they were driving in Sydney had missed the no entry sign.
It perhaps explains why, as we drive through Sydney, our Tesla makes a potentially serious error.
Isn't it? Now, here we go. We are going, look at this. We are going into a construction zone.
That was a no entry sign.
That was a no entry sign. So we have come into, there we go.
Keep going straight.
I did not know that radar would have helped it read, but anyway. That was the evidence that it needed radar. However, if you look at the screen carefully, you'll see that there's no destination. So when there's a destination, the map has a line to say where it's going. So there's no destination. What that tells you is that the driver is telling it when to navigate and where to turn. So without a destination, all the FSD does is continue on the path that it's on. Now, it was in the left lane, so it continued on the left lane into the work zone. Now, how did FSD know that the driver was not going to work? He could have been deliberately going in there. And if FSD refused to take him in there, what would that mean? So, I don't believe, I think they need to relook at that one.
From lawyers whose clients have either been killed or maimed in some kind of Tesla collision. And I fully expect that within just days, maybe weeks of this technology rolling out there, I feel quite confident that Australian lawyers are going to be calling me and adding to my list of American lawyers who are calling me.
There's some kind of Tesla crashes. She doesn't say that they're on FSD. She doesn't say anything other than some kind of Tesla crashes. And America is very, they'll sue for anything. So anyway, So she's increasing her solicitor base or her customer base. I won't go there, but you be your own judge. What they present, the whole series, the whole documentary is around one horrible 2019 crash, killing one and badly injuring another, really badly. It was a horrible crash. You can't take that away. The car was a Tesla Model S with autopilot. It went through a stop sign, but autopilot was never designed to stop at stop signs. So I can't see why that. Anyway, that's the case. But look at the driver. The driver has just been in a car that crashed at a very high speed into a four-wheel drive, killing one person and badly injuring another. And yet there's not a scratch on him. I mean, that says a lot for Tesla survivability.
My phone and looked down, and I ran the stop sign and hit the guy's car.
So which car are you driving?
This car, Tesla right here.
The driver of the Tesla, finance executive George McGee, was quick to admit he didn't have his eyes on the road. His Model S was operating on autopilot when he dropped his phone and bent down to look for it, confident any obstacles would be detected and avoided by the self-driving technology.
Which way were you going?
I was coming from the T here.
Okay. Did you stop at the stop sign?
No, I didn't, sir. I don't think. I honestly don't know. I looked down. I didn't know how close I was to the intersection.
The momentary distraction would prove disastrous. The Tesla's cameras failed to detect a stop sign, and McGee ploughed through an intersection, slamming into a parked four-wheel drive and two people standing.
I got my phone and looked down, and I ran the stop sign and hit the guy's car.
So which car are you driving?
This car, Tesla right here.
The driver of the Tesla, finance executive George McGee, beside it, leaving those who've seen the failures firsthand to do the talking.
Don't be fooled by the marketing of these cars. Don't be fooled by what Elon Musk says.
Dylan Angulo lost his girlfriend and was left with life-changing injuries after a Tesla on autopilot ploughed into the pair in Florida in 2019.
Now, I don't believe that this documentary came close to showing that FSD is not safe or that Tesla is irresponsible. It may be the case that FSD is unsafe and that Tesla is irresponsible, but this documentary doesn't say it. This documentary does not show any evidence of that. And I'll tell you, I think it's much safer than normal drivers, provided that you watch what's going on. But I must say that I do have a small number of Tesla shares, but that's not the reason for the video. I've had friends and relatives come to me and tell me that that my FSD on my Highland is not safe, and they use the documentary as proof. I was not impressed, so I did the video. Also, this is a new channel. My other channel, which is the BYD owners, which specialise in BYD information, is obviously still going. But now I'm a converted Tesla person. I want to do Tesla videos, so now I've launched. I think I've got 10 subscribers. My BYD's got like 4,500, so I've got a long way to go. But if you find my videos are useful, please subscribe and put some comments down below as to what sort of videos you want to see.